Well, hey, diet disruptors, Carrie here, and welcome to another episode where I really try to help you guys understand what we need to do to truly ditch the diet and to live our best life. I mean, let's be honest, how much of your time is spent researching the best diet out there or hearing about how your friend did fill in the blank of trendy diet, and then you start to go down that path? Or how much time do you spend tracking your food, counting calories, or just obsessing about your weight, food, all of that stuff? Well, this is my life's goal, is to teach you a better way, to give you freedom from that hold that diets have on us. I say all the time that we were not put on this earth to find the perfect diet. We were put on this earth for a much bigger reason. And it's time for us to start knowing our value, which is what it says right behind my desk, and really living our purpose. I promise you, whether or not you track your calories for the day is not going to impact the purpose that you should be putting on in this world. All right. So today, and hello to everybody that's tuning in live. Say hi to me if you are. I am really excited about what we're going to talk to you about today. And let me tell you how this topic came about. So I talk to women daily about our lifestyle, daily about what they need to be doing differently, daily about how their thoughts and their beliefs are dictating their actions, and how our mindsets have to be considered when we are going down the diet path. I talk to them daily about why all those diets that they have been doing don't work and how they're all actually the same thing. Think about it. Any diet is causing you to deprive your body of something, whether it's taking in less calories than you burn, whether it's leaving out an entire macronutrient like carbohydrates, like it's leaving out food by fasting and just thinking that if I eat one big meal a day, that is somehow healthy for me. Oh my gosh. I speak to women daily that actually don't know that what they are doing is truly causing the weight gain, causing the type 2 diabetes, causing our health to decline, causing our age to just speed up. I can't tell you how many women will say to me, well, I just feel like I'm 90 and I'm 40. And I think, I know. I know. I mean, I hear this all the time. And to be very honest with you, when I was 36, I felt older, slower, more depressed, struggled more, I had less energy than I do at 46. And that's not supposed to happen. So I get it. But what's so amazing to me is that how many women are just searching and searching and searching for solutions and don't find them. They just keep going down these rabbit holes of more diets that seem different, that look different, but in all reality, they do the same thing: deprive our bodies. And I always say, since when is a deficit a good thing? It isn't. Name one time when a deficit allows something to flourish. I have yet to be able to figure that out. So when I talk to women, we all have this belief that, well, everybody is different and what works for you may not work for me. I have a hard time with that because, well, yes, everybody is different. Every body, however, does need the same kind of thing. It's true. Now, there are bodies that have intolerances that are different than other bodies. There are bodies that are ectomorphs. There are bodies that are mesomorphs. There are bodies that are endomorphs. And so our bodies will look different. Our bodies do different things. But at the end of the day, the human body needs to be fueled to be able to thrive in a very particular way. So when people will say to me, well, it's like I tried that and it didn't work for me, it worked for her. It's so interesting because diets will all eventually do the same thing to everybody. But if somebody has a naturally fast metabolism, maybe, and they're younger, maybe fasting or keto or something is going to seem like it's quote unquote working. But we know our bodies well enough. We keep going down the trendy path of different things that we think are new when we are actually pretty much the same bodies we've been for a long time. We don't need the trendy. We don't need the new. We don't need to go do that when, you know what, you can stick to that in your closet. I always say that you can go do the trends in your closet. Do not do the trends with your body. It's like we treat ourselves like we're an experiment. And with the limited time that we have on this earth, I just can't understand why we just don't figure out how to do it right. Now, the diet industry, though, doesn't really want you to figure it out right, because I have multiple people, but just last week, somebody was telling me that they did Weight Watchers 9 times. 9 times. If you have done Weight Watchers multiple times, I want you to write in WW Weight Watchers. Just type it in the comments, type it in the chat. I want to know if you've done Weight Watchers and if you've done it multiple times. And see, here's the thing. Everybody that tells me they've done it multiple times or they've done it at all says it worked for a while, but then I gained all the weight back. And so I think, well, then it didn't work. The minute you start eating again, the minute you stop counting points like you're a checkbook and your body starts gaining more weight than when you weren't on it, than when you started, that's not working. Okay. Although I will say it's not working the way you want it to, it is working the way it's designed. Weight Watchers relies on you to come back over and over and over again, because the way that any deprivation diet, deficit-based diet works, which is the definition of a diet, it's going to require you to put your body at a deficit so you could lose some weight at first. It's like literally going into starvation mode. But while you're doing that, you're slowing down your metabolism, you're screwing up your hormones. And when that happens, then your body, when it starts to realize what you're doing, is going to hold on to the food that you are eating, even the food that was working before, you're going to hold on to because your body doesn't trust that you're going to give it what it needs, right? So I will say all day long, well, if they heard keto worked for them and intermittent fasting is working for them, I often say, let's see how long they can do it. Because eventually, like with keto, eventually you're going to want a dang quesadilla or you're going to want birthday cake. And when you do, your body doesn't know what to do with it. You're literally biohacking your body into not being able to metabolize and to use carbohydrates as energy, which is, I mean, I think about the 3 macronutrients are proteins, fats, and carbs. There's only 3 and they're called macros. Macro says big to me, says important to me. And we take away 1/3 of the macronutrients that we need. So that makes sense? No. So here's the topic for today. Is PFC Every 3 for me? Because I keep getting people that are saying to me, well, I don't know if that will work for me, as if your story, your body needs something different than somebody else's. I believe that we are all fearfully, wonderfully, uniquely made inside and out. Yet at the core of what we all need is very, very similar. This isn't about trend. This is about what we know works, but it's not sexy. And it's not something the diet industry is going to tell you because it literally works forever. It actually gets better the longer you do it. Think about it. When a diet gets worse, the longer you do it, which is how it's designed to, it's also sneakily designed to make you think it's your fault. Because when you start eating again, or when you have your quote unquote cheat meal, and cheating, let's be honest, makes it sound like you're doing something wrong, then you get to blame yourself. You are blamed. The diet industry calls it a cheat meal on purpose because they want you to feel like you're doing something wrong. And if you do a cheat meal and gain weight back, it was your fault. If you had just followed the plan, you would have been fine. It was your fault. It would have worked. Wrong. You can't just keep eating less and less food because that's what it requires, because your body is going to hold on to every food you feed it eventually when your metabolism gets to be too slow. So we need to be doing something else. And so the concept of is PFC every 3 for me, I'm going to answer that for you. I love that Coach Deb talks about this, the approach that we teach as your body's love language. And it really, truly is. And so let's talk about what this is. So let me give you a little scenario here. I want you to think about a time that you're really, really hungry, like hangry, hungry. Okay. What do you want? Put in the comments. What is it that you go for when you're really, really hungry? Like hangry, hungry. Okay. Because I ask this to people all the time and I never get the answer of like lean chicken. You don't crave lean chicken. Let's be honest. You crave something sugary, salty, chips, something like that, right? Bread. If you were really, really hungry and you were going through your pantry, you were like, I'm looking for cookies. I'm looking for chips. I'm looking for crackers. I'm looking for anything I can find, right? I used to say, if my house was on fire and I was hangry, I would like grab a bag of chips on my way out the door. And that is true for everybody. Literally. If it's not true for you, you're lying. Because here's the thing. Our blood sugar is really low. And so when our blood sugar is low, our body is screaming at us saying, my blood sugar is too low. Now, if you have gone through fasting and you're no longer being yelled at by your body when you're hungry, that is just because your body has said, fine, this chick's not going to listen to us. So why is it worth screaming? She's not going to do anything about it. So you're not going to get those hunger pains, but don't let your body fool you. It doesn't mean your blood sugar is stabilized. Your body's just going to do it in one of two ways, either with you and food, because you guys have a trusting relationship and your body knows that you're going to feed it, or it's going to go do it on its own. And when it goes to do it on its own, where does it go get those nutrients? Where is it pulling to be able to ensure that your blood sugar gets stabilized? It's not as efficient. It's not as effective. But yep, the most nutrient dense part of your body, your muscles. So your body is going to go to your muscles and grab those nutrients to try to balance its blood sugar on its own. And if it has to do that enough, it's just going to stop yelling at you. But don't let it fool you that your blood sugar is not low. So when our blood sugar is really low, we slow down our metabolism. Our hormones are getting all out of whack. Our body's main goal is to have its blood sugar stabilized. That's the foundation that everything else then comes through. That is no different for you as it is for a 2-year-old or a 92-year-old. It's basic kind of human anatomy. Now, if your blood sugar gets really high, you've eaten a really big meal, you've been really, really hungry and you're gouging on those carbs and then you get really full, your blood sugar is really high. And when your blood sugar is super high, you store fat. Okay. And if you are on this blood sugar roller coaster, which all of us have been because we've never been taught weight loss through blood sugar stabilization. We are taught weight loss through deprivation. But in the meantime, our blood sugar gets all out of whack. When our blood sugar is consistently stable, our body is in homeostasis. Homeostasis is like your body going, la, 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 la. I'm a terrible singer. But it is your body singing to you. And when you are gaining weight, I want you to think about gaining weight is a symptom of health and hormones. And so if we keep going down the path of looking for weight loss, we're going to find a whole bunch of different options. But let's be honest, just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're getting healthy. And when you're not getting healthy, your body is not going to actually release weight for the long term. It's just releasing weight because of starvation, not actually because it's doing what it needs to be doing. You're actually going to be releasing fat from your muscles, not from where you really want it to be. Let's think about it. There are plenty of skinny, unhealthy people. It's about getting to your optimal health. And you do that by fueling your body correctly. So is PFC every 3 for you? Well, let me tell you, do you need your blood sugar stabilized? Yes. Are you a human being that's breathing? You are a refuel as you go machine, just like your car. If you are awake, you are burning calories. You are burning energy. You need to refuel that. Otherwise, your blood sugar gets too low and you will throw everything off. And then when your blood sugar gets too high, you throw everything off. And when your body is doing that for years and years and years, it's no wonder we continue to gain weight, because weight gain is a symptom of health and hormones. So all of you that are in your 30s right now, I really suggest you listen to me. All of you that have kids that are like teenagers and in their 20s, gosh, if I had known this, it would have saved me a whole lot. I have two teenage girls, and don't you believe for a second they don't know about this. They understand how to balance their blood sugar, and it's so simple, and they understand it. And that's what has to happen with any nutritional approach, right? Is it based in science? Mm-hmm. Can you do it for the rest of your life? And would you put your kids on it? So how do we balance our blood sugar? And that's where is PFC Every 3 for me. Balancing your blood sugar is not about just eating food. And it's just so funny because I'll talk to so many diabetics, type 2 diabetics whose blood sugar is really low, and they go and run and grab a cookie to try to stabilize their blood sugar. And it is such an unhealthy way to do it. It is like putting a really bad Band-Aid, a cheap, terrible Band-Aid on a wound that is so much bigger than a Band-Aid. It's not actually going to do anything for you for your long term. So what we need to do, and all of us need this, okay, whether you're diabetic or not, especially if you're diabetic, but let me tell you, if you have been gaining weight consistently, this is like a math equation. There is a reason why we have an absolutely insane amount of people who are type 2 diabetic in our country, because we don't know how to do this stuff. But if you can understand this now, and it's simple, sustainable, and satisfying, not only is it going to help you to keep to actually raise your metabolism and to help you lose the weight that you've been trying to lose, to give you more energy, to do all the things that you want to do, release brain fog, have your hormones balanced, like all of the things, even skin health, it's also going to really dig into your long-term health as well. And I say all the time, my why is around not weighing a certain amount on the scale, but around being able to kick a soccer ball with my kids when I am 82 years old, with my grandkids, my great grandkids, whatever I have, right? And so I am committed to this lifestyle, and as I have been for close to a decade, because I know that this is what our body needs. And does your body need it too? 100% yes. So let's talk about what PFC means. So PFC means protein, fat, and carb. Protein, fat, and carb. So I want you to think about this. We eat protein, fat, and carb every 3 to 4 hours. Macronutrients. Tracking your food for the whole day doesn't make sense. Those of you that do your macros and you think you're on the right path, you're partway there, but not really. Because why is it that we need a certain amount of protein for the day? A, how long are you awake? But B, you are a refuel as you go machine. And when we have macronutrients are actually meant and most effective when eaten together. So when we eat a protein, fat, and carb together, that's what balances our blood sugar. That's what gives us the nutrients that it needs. Those three together are synergistic. Synergy means together you actually are better than separate. I say that all the time about my marriage. My husband is amazing, and I like to think that I'm pretty good too. But together we are so much better. And that is like your protein, fat, and carb. So tracking your protein for the day and your carbs for the day doesn't make sense, because you could spike your blood sugar with a meal that is too high in carbs, and then you're actually sabotaging your goals. I also think it's just too much math. And I got to be honest, I don't want to do that much math. So protein, fat, and carb. All right, carbs. Now, carbs give us energy. Carbs are amazing. Now, when I talk about carbs, there's all carbs turn into sugar. And sugar, now there's different kinds of sugar and all of that. But when we're eating certain types of processed, refined sugar, carbs like that, for the most part, we're going to spike our blood sugar. But more than that, we're actually just putting toxins and poison in our body. When our body gets toxins and poisons, it puts it in stress. When our body is in stress, it's going to hold on to food, and it's not going to release fat. Okay. So what we're talking about, carbs now, like in keto, you're not even eating really vegetables. You're not eating fruit. Those kinds of carbs are amazing, filled with nutrients, right? But understand, fruits and vegetables are carbs. So is rice and potatoes and all of that. So I like to do sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, those kinds of things are real high quality carbs, right? But carbs spike our blood sugar, sure, but they also give us energy. They release glucagon. It's a hormone that spikes our blood sugar, but also gives us energy. So we need the energy, but we don't want our blood sugar spiked. So when we bring in protein at the same time, now protein fuels our muscles. Complete protein gives us the essential amino acids that our body cannot produce on its own. It gives us energy. It helps us be full, but it really supports the muscle that we have to keep going as we are on the age train. And it releases insulin. And so it counteracts the glucagon. So think about that. A protein and a carb together are going to help to balance your blood sugar. Now, when you have fat at the same time, fat slows down your digestion. And slowing down your digestion is important in speeding up your metabolism. It helps your body absorb the food and it keeps you full longer. And so when we're thinking about fats, we could be thinking about really poorly processed foods, fats, or we could be talking about really healthy fats like avocado and nuts and oils. And so there's so many foods that we can be having like that. Now, do I like myself sometimes a carb and a fat like ice cream? Yeah. It's not the norm, it's the exception, but I understand that it's a carb and a fat. There's no need for it to make me feel guilty. Okay. Because I know how to balance it with protein and I can keep my blood sugar stabilized. Is PFC Every for you? Well, if you're a human being and has blood, your blood sugar needs to be stable. PFC Every is for you. And here's the thing. Having your PFC we say every 3 to 4 hours based on hunger. I know that there's this whole thing on like intuitive eating, right? And I in some ways fully agree with it. In other ways think, yes, but how do you teach your body what it really needs? Just jumping into intuitive eating is impossible because you don't actually know what your body needs. When your body is getting what it needs, you then can read your body. You have so much more awareness of your body and you can let your body talk to you so you can understand the language. Intuitive eating doesn't work if the two of you are speaking different languages. If you don't know what your body needs and you are like, I'm in the mood for a cheeseburger, I'm feeling cheeseburger. Intuitive eating might tell you I'm just going for the cheeseburger. I know that that's a little bit of a stretch, but in all reality, if we don't speak the same language as our body, intuitive eating does us no good. So we want to be eating based on hunger. So all day long, you're ready to eat, satisfied, ready to eat, satisfied, keeping your blood sugar stable, all the while fueling your muscles and telling your body, hey girl, I got ya. I'm going to feed you what you need when you need it. So it can do all the things that you wanted those diets to do for you, but really didn't, and set you up for long-term optimal health. So the other big piece of the puzzle though, and this is one thing I know because of the years and years that I've been doing this, is PFC Every for you. Yes. It is simple. Yes. Can anybody do it? Yes. Should everybody do it? Yes. Does everybody do it? No. And let me tell you, I even have clients that have learned all of this, and sometimes they don't do it because if they don't really dig into their mindsets and their understanding about why this is important to them, I'm going to be very honest with you, doing something for the rest of your life, let's talk marriage, for example, is not easy. The concept of marriage is very simple. You find someone, you fall in love, you trust them, you marry them, and then you stay married forever. Simple. You don't cheat on them. You don't do stupid things, and you try to stay, as consistent as possible. Right? In order for a marriage to really work, it's not easy. The concept may be simple, but it's not easy. You have to show up for each other. You have to be consistent with each other. You have to be able to cultivate and work at your marriage daily. And if you're not, it doesn't last. It's the same kind of thing with this. You got to be able to show up for your marriage with yourself daily. Cultivating that relationship requires a lot of mindset, of love, of intention. And I'm going to be really honest with you. Those diets have never taught you how to do that because you've never been able to do them long enough. And we've actually never really been taught how to do something consistently for the rest of our lives that has to do with just us. I mean, think about it. All of us, like as parents and all of that, sure, we show up consistently for our kids, but then seasons change, right? And then we move on to something else. We are talking about doing something for the rest of our lives. And a lot of us like the idea of that, but then don't actually have the skills and the strategies to do it when life gets hard, when life gets chaotic. Just last week, I did an episode on how do you gain control when life gets out of control. If you don't learn those skills, those mindsets, those strategies that don't just rely on motivation and don't just rely on your knowledge, Because how many times have you said, I know what to do, I just have to do it? My clients have said that. Those that don't do the mindset work, those that just look for, show me PFC every 3. When we actually dig into the 3 things that I know every single person needs: body, where we're understanding about how food serves us and what our body needs, all bodies. And then we can tweak it for your body. We give you the foundation and then we tweak, right? Mind, understanding our why, our purpose, our confidence. Because let's be honest, this is a lifelong journey. And so confidence comes when what you know you're doing is right. That plays deep into your mindsets, understanding why you're doing this. There are a lot of our thoughts and our beliefs that dictate our actions that we have to visit, and that likely none of us have. And then sustainability. Sustainability is key. Having strategies that do not rely on motivation is one of the most important things that we need. Habit building, systems, time management. And when have we ever learned them? I know that's not part of curriculum in school, right? And so if we don't have all of those pieces of the puzzle, I can teach you how to do PFC every 3 all day long and it won't matter. But the question is PFC every 3 for you? If you are a human being that has blood running through your veins, girl, PFC every 3 is for me. It is for you. It is for your husband. It is for your children. It's for your grandparents. It's for your parents. It is for a newborn baby. Think about how a newborn baby eats, right? Breast milk or formula every 3 to 4 hours. There's protein, fat. Go look at a bottle of formula, protein, fat, and carb. I promise it is what we all need. Okay. So take that question out. PFC every 3 is for me. Now, how are you going to learn it? How are you going to do this so that you do it right and you do it for the last time? And one of the things that I'm so excited about, because we only do this a few times a year, is that we offer our 4 weeks to wellness lifestyle launch. And y'all, we're opening the doors this week. Yay! Put in the comments for W2W. We only offer this 2 or 3 times a year. It depends on the capacity of our coaches, because we actually do a bunch of other work with clients throughout the year. So if we have the capacity, we do it. And so we are opening up our 4 weeks to wellness this week. We are going to start as a group prep week next Monday. So you will have until only this week to be able to register. And our 4 weeks to wellness will teach you all of the things that I just talked to you about. Not only are you going to learn how to eat, and you're going to be able to eat in any situation, anywhere, at any time. You will understand how food serves your body. You will serve your body. You will understand how your body wants to be your best friend and has been trying to for years, and how you can build that relationship and trust. You're going to dig into your mindsets, your why, build confidence in the daily, not just because you've reached your goals, and understand how to do this forever. Really think about the fact that the habits and the systems and the time management skills that you've never been taught, you're going to be taught them. I want you guys to be thinking about the fact that I was an educator for 24 years. I have written more than 20 online courses. I was a mindset coach for educators for 10 years. I promise you, I can teach so people learn. Every one of our coaches started off as a client. And the reason why they became coaches is because they were not the same when they got through the 4 weeks to wellness, and they knew they wanted to support others on the same journey. If you are tired of going around that roller coaster, if you are tired of searching, if you have been following us for any amount of time and think, I think I got to do this, this is it. We will not offer this again until at some point in 2022. There is no time for you to understand your value like it is now. I want you to think about what life will be like for you in a month if all of these things that we've talked about become part of you, your repertoire, who you are. I call this transformational because it really truly is. It is not like any other diet where you're in it just to lose weight for the short term and then hope that you can do this again. You are in it to be supported, to be loved, to be taught, so that you know so much that you could actually teach people when you come out of it. That is powerful. And so is PFC every 3 for me? Yes. And the way that you're going to learn it and the way that you're going to learn it right is through the 4 weeks to wellness lifestyle launch. And I call it a lifestyle launch because that is what it is. It is not 4 week where you're kind of challenging yourself and then you're done. This is a lifestyle launch. This just is the beginning, and we will launch you off into a transformational process. I want you to think about a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly when it goes through that cocoon. They go through this process that's hard, right? That takes some time, that takes focus, but they come out looking completely different, feeling and doing completely different than they did as a caterpillar. If you want something different, you have to do something different. And this 4 weeks to wellness is like your cocoon, where you come out, not coming out 40 pounds lighter, because that is not my goal, that in 4 weeks you lose all this weight. In 4 weeks, you actually understand who you are, what you need to do, how you need to do it, and why you need to do it. And then you launch into a lifestyle that for the rest of your life will be a path that you feel confident on and that you can and should be doing. Y'all, this gets better with time. So a year from now, 2 years from now, I want you to think about when COVID started, how fast that actually has gone by and where you would have been today if you listened to me 18 months ago. Like a fine wine, this gets better with time, unlike a diet that actually gets worse with time. It's impossible to continue to do what you want with your body if you stay on a diet. It is impossible to reach your optimal health if you stay on a diet. And I want you to think about what you really want for your life. And for the 4 weeks where you serve your body, you are supported, loved, and held accountable. Come on. What more can you ask for? So is PFC every 3 for me? Yes, it is for you. It is for everybody. And I want you to take advantage of doing it right and doing it well so that this is truly the last first date with a diet you ever have to go on. It's not even a diet, so I hate to even say that, but it is the last first date with any nutritional approach that you ever have to go on. Imagine that last first date. It's pretty special, right? Something you remember. I want you to be able to tell a different story in a month from now than you are today. And we can do that. So you can go check out 4w2w.com. When the doors open, we will send out emails to people and make sure that you know. But I'm really excited to be able to support people through here. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to launch it or not, and we are doing it. And so we are excited to take advantage of it, you guys, because we cannot give you a good indication of when this will be offered again. So do this, do it right, and do it for the last time. All right, you guys, I can't wait to hear and see you guys joining us. We are just running our free seminar right now this week too. We have a bunch of people in a seminar. We started it today, but it's actually not that late. So if you haven't joined our seminar, I think our registration page is still open. So go to disruptivenutrition.com/seminar because you might still be able to get in. And we just started today. And so you could kind of, get your feet wet in the waters and then join us for the 4 weeks to wellness for prep week on Monday. And you are going to be so set for success. And what I love too is that we totally tailor this for the busy working mom. So there's no way you are too busy to do this. I promise. We have never had a career that we have not been able to make this work for. All right, you guys, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.